What's going on, y'all? We got Tuesday, phase 11. All right, so we're going to kind of basically repeat yesterday's layout, but with legs. All right, so we're going to start with 5 exercises in our starter, 1 minute per exercise. So we're going to go farmers, Frankensteins, and butt kickers. So you will need some space, about 5 yards or so, whatever you got in your room. Turn sideways. But Frankensteins, hold both arms straight out. You'll kick a straight leg to the opposite hand. Opposite hand, opposite foot. And every kick is a step. Okay? Boom. And then when you get to the end of your space, you'll do butt kickers back. And you will literally kick yourself in the butt. Okay? So your goal is to have an explosive kick. All right? As you get kind of more warmed up, you'll be able to kick a little harder, and that will also warm you up. When you're doing the butt kickers, your goal is to keep your knee down. All right? Not high knee. So knee does not come forward. So you got it. Show them one more. Frankenstein down, butt kicker back. Good. Swing that leg up, stretch out that tight ass hamstring that you just saw he had. And then butt kickers there, keeping his knees down. Okay, you're there for a minute. All right, now we're going to zombie lunges. All right, so Jamie's got her slider. So she's going to take a step with her non-slider leg, sit back as far as she can, stand and drag that leg back to the center. Okay, when she gets to the end of her space, she will switch feet. She will come back the other way, always sitting back, right? She's sitting back onto that heel, not pushing her knee forward. This is a hip movement. Okay, so you're back and forth in your space for 1 minute. Okay, making sure you're sitting with the hip, not squatting with the knee. Okay, and that straight leg, she gets some good groin stretch and activation on it. Okay, after a minute of that, we got primate jumps. So a primate jump, think of a monkey jumping, attacking primate. So fingertips to the ground between the feet. He's going to throw his arms overhead and jump. Land and absorb it right back down. Let's see him come back. Okay, now if you don't have a lot of space, then Jamie, come over here real fast. Do a banded broad jump. If you don't have a ton of space, we can add a little resistance here with the band. So you can do a broad jump out, boom, and then back pedal back. Okay, and technically that works without the band, but the band is nice because since you're not getting multiple jumps in a row, you're adding a little bit of intensity that you lose without that kind of stringing together of reps. Okay.
Affects the knees. You can't jump as far.
Yeah. Yeah, softer landings because of the band. Okay, so you got primate jumps, or that banded broad jump works too. Okay, we're there for a minute. All right, now we're on quick box step. So grab yourself a stack of pads, and we're going to step up with both feet and down with both feet now. She's going to start moving her arms faster, and when her arms move faster, her feet will follow. Okay. Now, if you look at her from the side, pause. Okay. I want you to notice that her body pretty much stays centered over the edge of the pad. Her upper body's not moving back and forth. Move your whole body back and forth, like really inefficiently. Yeah. So she's not, can't even do it. It's a step. I know, right? So it's not like this, right? It's not that she can't even do it. She can't even do it wrong, all right? It's not that. That is inefficient, all right? So show them again. Watch how her upper body stays pretty much in one spot. All her movements from the waist down, okay? If you want those feet to move fast, you gotta pump the arms fast, okay? So you got quick box steps for a minute. I would recommend doing that in bursts. Burst, a quick breather. Just going for a minute straight is not gonna warm up that CNS like we want.
Make it sound like a machine gun.
Catch your breath. Catch your breath. Okay. All right, now we're on to power skip. So just show a regular skip. Oh yeah, opposite arm, opposite leg, boom, boom. All right, skipping. Okay. Now, our goal is not to just regular skip. It's to have an explosive, like we're trying to punch and knee the ceiling at the same time, straight up. Okay. So notice how when he does it back, how that one leg just hanging down, boom. He is pointing that foot hard to the ground. So we're looking for power. Okay, and nice soft landings. You got a minute there. All right, starter done. Good. All right, now we're on circuit 2. Circuit 2 is going to be your squats with a lying hamstring curl variation. So squats. One, got a bar here. So if you're going to do back squats, put that thing on your back, bend it over your shoulders, bring your elbows as far forward as you can so they point to the floor. Stand shoulder width apart, and then you will push your knees towards your toes as you sit your butt back. Okay, you got to use your knees and your hips. Okay. His knees shoot out towards his toes as he sits his butt back towards his heels. Okay, got his abs pulled in, so his chest is up. That's important. It's like a big chain reaction. If your abs don't do what they're supposed to, everything else drops and shrugs and hunches. So if I pull my abs up, it repositions my sternum, which helps me keep my shoulders down and my back straight. Okay, so front squats. Same idea here. This is a little more core heavy and more quad dominant, right? Because we're front loaded, we don't have to sit back as far. We can sit down a little more and use a little more knees, which means more quads. Okay, everything else the same. All right. We're missing one. What else we got?
I was gonna do rack squat.
All right, so we can go rack. So if you got dumbbells, what do you think?
I'll just stay away.
All right, dumbbells or even kettlebells next to the chin, elbows pointing kind of down and forward. I've got the squats there. There's a lot of upper body involved in this. So if you're gonna do some rack or some goblet squats, just know that upper body's gonna get hit hard. Not a bad thing. Okay, now Jamie here, gonna show you a couple banded. What's that?
Split squats with the band.
Okay, so she got split squats. All right, so we can go elevated on that back foot, that Bulgarian split squat, or just a regular split squat. So let's watch her go here. She's gonna sit down. She's gonna put her working leg out to get the right distance. She's gonna pop up, and then she either puts her foot on the bench or under the bench, and then she goes straight up and down. So straight up and down is gonna be kind of quad heavy here. She wants to shift it to that glute a little more. She's gonna sit back to the bench. Okay, a little bit different movement, different emphasis on the muscle. Okay, good. All right, so that's your split squat. Now remember, foot elevated when you can, otherwise that back foot's just on the ground under the bench. Okay, your reps. Oh, pistol, show pistol. No, I think you had it. So pistol squat. All right, so again, starting off with a bench when you're not that great at it, you're gonna hold one leg up, you're gonna lay forward, let a child bouncing off the wall, off the window. All right, so we're gonna lay forward onto our leg as she sits back and taps. We're not just sitting back on the bench, because if Ronnie yanked that bench out from under, she'd fall. Okay, the bench is not there to hold you up. The bench, the bench is there. See, she got it. The bench is there just as a guide, okay? So because she's used to laying forward, she didn't fall over on that rep, okay? And eventually we're lowering the bench and getting to the floor, okay? So on that one, it's okay to round your back. There's no loading on your spine. Round your back. There's more of a mobility thing than anything. It's not a strength thing. If it were a strength thing, Ronnie would do 150 of them. It's a mobility thing, okay? So no matter how strong you are, think of this as more flexibility and mobility.
Ronnie can do 150 of them.
All right, so you got some options here. Reach out to us when you got those questions. Okay, let's talk about lying hamstring curls. So Jamie's gonna show the banded version, Ronnie's gonna show dumbbell version. Y'all just, Jamie, way straight out. Ronnie, yeah, you can way straight out too. Oh, that's the angle, that's the money shot. All right. Okay, so let's look at this movement here. A little bit different just because we got dumbbell versus band. So Ronnie will not go past vertical. He will stop when he gets to vertical, or just shy of vertical, because that's where he starts to lose hamstring tension or activation. Okay, so he goes from the floor to vertical. Okay, Jamie's opposite. She goes from a little past vertical all the way up to her butt, because she has the band doing resistance perpendicularly to her body. She works the top half of the movement, but Ronnie's working the bottom half. Okay, either way, abs are tight. Try not to arch your back. Try to keep your core tight. Okay, so you got 10 to 20 of those after each set of your squats. Now, reps on squats. We're going only 3 build-up rounds. Normally we do 4, now we're going 3. Okay, so we got sets of 3, 8, 12, or drop set. With 3 rounds, your drop sets are gonna be a 10, 8, 5, okay? And you got a 60% effort set, a 70% effort set, and an 80% effort set, okay? 2.5 minutes per round, boom, now we're on to circuit 3. This is your top set circuit. So we got 3 rounds at 90%. We got our squats and jump rope, okay? So we already went over squats, same squats. Bro, you don't start jump roping. Let's go over this jump rope technique, all right? Like, jump rope's not hard, but what we want you to do is think about this as a muscular movement. So we're gonna squeeze our shoulder blades, we're gonna pull our abs in, you're gonna squeeze your glutes tight.
I was hoping it was going to keep going.
Yeah, he's got his feet together firmly, okay? Hands are slightly out to the front of his body, so he's not pulling. Man. It's the rope's fault. Talking and jump roping obviously didn't work, so I was ready to shut my mouth. All right, jump ropes, you got it. All right, so we got 3 minutes per round, 3 rounds done. Now we are on to circuit 4. This is a 2.5 minute circuit. It's a 10-minute circuit. We got 2.5 minute blocks, okay, or stations, if you will, just like yesterday. The first one is going to be tactical lunges and kettlebell swings, okay, and we're going to do a different variation for Jamie here in a second. So a tactical lunge, face the camera so you can see the pass. So you're going to take a step forward. At the bottom, pass it from the inside to the outside, stand up, and the next rep, inside to outside. Turn around, come back. Let's see the good side. Good. Most people's got a good side here or here. Ronnie's just front and back. So that's the tactical lunge portion of it. No, you're still going. Okay. So you'll do your tactical lunges. Now, if you don't have a lot of space, and like Ronnie, he got 2 steps and had to come back, that's kind of ridiculous. So instead, tactical lunges doing reverse lunges. So let's show this. So he's going to step back, pass it under, inside to outside. Oh, I threw him off for a second. So this is the stationary version. If you don't have a lot of room for walking lunges, we'll do reverse lunges, but still got that tactical pass off. Now, as soon as he gets his reps, okay, we're going 15 yards in the gym. So that's going to be something like 8 to 10 per leg. Yeah, about 10 per leg. So after he does his 10 per leg, we'll take that same piece of equipment and he will do 10 swings. Okay, he needs to go back and forth between 10 per leg and 10 swings. We're here for 2.5 minutes. Okay, now you banded people. We're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, Jamie's gonna do lunge jumps and banded squat jumps. So this band will be around her hips the entire time. So she has 10 lunge jumps, so that's gonna be 5 per leg. Okay, notice that. She got her hands overhead to work her abs a little harder, get her upper back engaged, soft landings. Yep. After she does 10 there, she turns and she does squat jumps straight in the air. Okay, band around her hips, really getting her to focus on her glute activation. After 10 of these, she'll then turn the other way, a little bit of lateral resistance in the opposite direction, and do 10 more lunge jumps, or 5 per leg, right? And she just repeats this. 5 per leg, 10 jumps, 5 per leg, 10 jumps, and just keeps going. Okay, 2.5 minutes here.
That's fire legs.
Yeah, basically it is. Yeah, basically fire legs.
Guess what's next?
All right. So I'm glad you said that.
What?
No.
So we're going into so that's 2.5 minutes. Now we're on to the next exercise. Another 2.5 minutes. Wall sit flexion march. So pretend Ronnie is using this as a wall. He's gonna slide down to parallel, got 90-degree joint angle here, 90-degree joint angle there. I'd say we go prisoner style, hands behind the head, not holding himself up in the squat rack. Hands behind the head, laced like a prisoner. And then we are going to do a ladder, a drop set. So we would do 10 flexor marches or high knees on one leg, 10 on the other. That's a lie, it's 5. No, this one's 10, okay. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. What am I thinking of? Oh, windmills. Okay, 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. 9 on one leg, 9 on the other. 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6. And you're trying to climb all the way down to 1. You got 2.5 minutes to get there, okay? So do all your reps on one leg, and then all your reps on the other leg while holding that seated position.
We'll make that any better, put a mini band around there.
Yeah, you can mini band on the arches of the feet or on the laces of the feet and make it extra hard. So put this over here. What's going on, man? So we're coming in here. Bench. Bench. Okay, so on this one here, we're doing step ups. All right, so these are just gonna be regular step ups. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. So we are here. We're gonna switch feet at the top. We recommend keeping one foot always on the bench. It helps maintain tension here. Okay. Not only are we maintaining tension, we're reducing our chance of kicking the bench and falling on our face. Okay. Good. And then I want your bottom foot to hit the ground as lightly as possible. Keep 99% of your weight up on that bench if possible, so you keep tension to the leg and you're not pushing off the floor. Okay. So 2.5 minutes of step ups. Okay. 2.5 minutes. No problem. All right. That was simple. Let's move on to the last part of this circuit. This is strongman windmill. So Ronnie's going to show you with the dumbbell, Jamie's going to show you with the band, and then Ronnie's going to show you the version if you got banged up shoulders. The banged up shoulder version, yeah. So Ronnie's overhead. I'll show you in a second. Arms up. He is going to sit his hips back, just like a good morning. And as he's sitting back, he rotates his shoulders towards the floor. Okay, just like that. Okay. And as he stands, he is pressing the weight towards the ceiling. Okay. So essentially, pause. You put that down. Essentially, he's doing this movement. Okay, with the rotation. Okay. So if you try to rotate first, you get stuck. So you have to sit the hips back first. Once they start moving back, then you can get your rotation in. Jamie's going to show the banded version here.
Facing this way?
Yeah, she's going to face my direction. The band is off to her side, out to the side, lateral. So arm up in the air, same thing. She's going to sit back and rotate, boom, just like that. And if you find a better way to attach the band and it works for you, and you know how to do these, and you're comfortable with the way it feels, set the band up however you want. This is the way that we found works well. Okay, because she can scoot away and make a little more intensity without having to jack with the band too much. Okay, now Ronnie here, let's say you got banged up shoulders. Instead of holding the weight overhead, you're gonna hold the weight down at the bottom, okay? And you're going to sit back and rotate the same way, but without the weight overhead. He's not getting impingement here, but he's still getting the extra weight and loading here on the bottom hand. Okay, so same idea, sit your butt back, rotate your shoulders. Okay, you got 5 per side, 4 per side, 3 per side, 2 per side, 1 per side. You got 2.5 minutes. All right, done. Let's go over this next part. Okay, this is circuit number 5. We have an offset back carry circuit. So we're going to show you how we're doing this in the gym. We're grabbing a small axle. We're going to hang a kettlebell off the band on the end. He's going to put it on his back. And then he's going to shift it offset, off to the side, as far as he needs to get his core to turn on. Oh, you see that? He flexed it. All right, so once you get to the right position, your abs lock up, and you will walk. We're walking 5 yards. All right, and then each time we get to that new 5-yard line, we do another exercise, right? So this is the carry, trying to stand as upright as possible. Now, for those of you that don't have access to this kind of equipment, the two of them are going to show you what you're doing. We've done this in the past. It is a rack carry or a rack high step. So Jamie's going to hook her band up down low. Ronnie's got his rack position, something kind of heavy, and he's walking. Okay, Jamie's got her rack set up. Good, and you're going to actually, I'm going to have you turn sideways. So I'm going to have her hold the band off to the side so it's pulling her over, and she's doing her high steps there. Okay, a little bit different element. Okay, so lateral resistance here. Okay, so since we're just going for reps instead of we're walking for distance, it's going to be 10 per leg. All right, 10 steps per leg, and then we're on to our exercises. Okay, so first exercise is slider leg curl. So Ronnie's got slider leg curl here. Slider leg curl here. Ronnie's got slider leg curl here. Ronnie's going to do some slider leg curls here. He's laying down. Okay, ideal option, arms straight up in the air, butt up off the ground, pulling those heels in, sliding back out. Okay, ideally that's what we're doing. Now, that's hard. So put his hands down by his side, push him into the ground. Now it's easier to hold his hips up. Still pretty hard though. So now we put the butt down, push the heels as hard into the slider as we can with the butt on the ground, and do the same thing. Okay, arms up and hips up, arms down and hips up, everything down. Just working on slider leg curls. Okay, bunch of options there. But you got 40 reps. After those 40 reps, you got more carries, another 15 yards or another 10 steps per leg. And now we are on to glute bridges. Okay, so we're gonna show both. So Jamie's gonna show you 3 options on glute bridges. This is the banded version. So you got the band under her feet, and then over her hips. And she is bridging up. Okay, driving through the heels. Good. If she wants to make it a little bit harder on her hamstrings, she'll straighten her legs out a little bit. There you go. So that'll be a little more hamstring intense. Okay. Now we can also just ditch the band and put a weight in your lap. Okay, a sandbag, a barbell, a dumbbell. Same idea there. Okay. Now if we have an option, want a little more range of motion, we can swing around here and put your heels up. Now there's 2 ways to do this. If you want the hamstrings to activate, the backs of the heels go down. If you want the glutes to activate, the bottoms of the heels go down, okay? It's different, okay? Again, find the right angle and bridge up, okay? So we're gonna do, this is 35 reps, 35 of these, okay? Now we are on to another set of carries or high steps. All right, when that's done, we are on half fire legs. So half fire legs is a total of 30 reps, okay? So you got 5 squats, 5 squat jumps, 5 squats, 5 squat jumps, 5 squats, 5 squat jumps, okay?
Done.
Ideally, no rest. Straight through, 30 reps, done.
Did it.
Okay. Did he?
Yeah.
Did he do it?
No, it did it. Did it.
Oh, he did it?
Did he did it.
Oh,
We did
man.
diddles.
He did it. Did he diddle do?
Stop it. No more.
All right, so, all right, another set of carries or high steps. Again, it's either 15 yards or 10 reps per leg, and then we're on to a Bruce lunge. All right, so I'm gonna have you do it.
Or in this case, it would be Jamie lunch.
She's about to get it.
Jamie.
All right, so she get a wide stance. She's gonna squat or lunge to one side. Now, without coming up and hitting her head, she's gonna slide side to side. Okay, so she could band up or weight up, so she could hold something in her hands here to go weighted, like a rat position or a goblet position. She could also put this band under her feet and wrap this. So she's already holding the weight. Well, might as well do both. All right, so imagine no weight, right? But we can band up. We can make this a little bit tougher, okay? By adding resistance, but side to side. You're gonna push yourself over with one leg and then back with the other, okay? And the wider your stance, the lower you get, the bigger the stretch, the more intense, all right? So kind of ease into that width, right? Don't just jump into the splits and let it rip, right? Rip, right? That's what we're trying to avoid is the rip. Okay, so you got, what is that, 25 reps, all right? More high steps or carries, and then we're into Everest climbers. So mountain climbers, they're small, it's just a mountain. It's a regular mountain, okay? We're not doing regular mountains, we're doing the biggest mountain. So Everest climber is a big movement. He'll put his foot right next to his hand, and then he will switch. Boom, there you go. Both legs move at the same time. And the lower, hang on, wait. And the lower we keep our hips, the better. Let's see this guy here. I'll hold his hips down. Oh, he ain't got the mobility. There you go, okay? So on this one, we're looking at 20 reps. All right, more carries, more high steps, and then we're on to the last, almost last, Drea roll, okay? So we're gonna show you a couple options. Jamie's just gonna do a straight up Drea roll. Got a clear space? Okay, yeah. So she's gonna sit her butt to her heels, roll back into a pulse up as high as she can, and forward into a jump. So she's gonna pulse up as far off the ground as possible, and then she's gonna jump up as high as possible, okay? Now, it's a little bit easier, believe it or not, to hold some weight. So that's a counterbalance. So she's gonna hold a 5-pound weight in her hand. She'll bring it to her chest when she rolls back probably. Boom, and then she will hold it out, and that's gonna help her stand up. For those of y'all that are have difficulty standing up, grab a 5 or 10-pound weight, counterbalance, way easier, okay? So we got 15 Drea rolls. Last one is up downs. We got 10 up downs.
What?
We're gonna say go prisoner on this, lace those fingers behind your head, okay? We're gonna not hit the ceiling, because the ceiling actually has spikes on it. So, okay, you ever see one of these? Yeah, it's called spoon pad, spiky things, you step on it, lay on it, you bareback. So his ceiling has spikes on it, so he would hate to hit his head on the spikes, okay? So we're going from the knees to the bottom of the squat, forcing the hips apart as we do this, okay? So you got 10 reps there, keeping those abs in, driving those legs out, okay? So that is the last part of this circuit. Now, if you happen to have time left over in this 10 minutes, we will work on alternating toe touches, okay? Alternating toe touches. Legs go straight up in the air, and they stay there, okay? Arms go straight up in the air, and they stay there. She's gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg. Lay down and suck in, elongate, lift those ribs, and then crunch to get that small little sit-up.
Toe touches, not ankle touches.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I should pull the toes out. All right, alternating toe touches there, 50 reps. Okay, this is what you do with your leftover time. All right, got it? Leg day, just like Monday, done. All right, warm it up, let's get it.